Hola, buenos días. Soy Nico.
So check this out. If I get evicted, fuck
How you
everybody.
gonna get evicted and you own the house?
Cause guess what, bitch? It's called you can.
How?
Get off my lot.
And today we're here to close out another wonderful week's worth of content. I've tried to film this video like 11 times, so I changed it to a topic that's more easy for me to just casually talk about. Today, this is a final update on Eric and Johntae. Nico, who are Eric and Johntae? If you do not know who they are, here's a brief summary. They are a popular OnlyFans, TikTok / social media couple that through a series of events ended up both getting life sentences, Eric without a chance of parole and Johntae with a chance of parole, because they took someone out of this world called Dakota Bradshaw for allegedly stealing their truck. And I say all this because I've covered first the announcement of their case and then the final verdict of their case already, and one of their accomplices basically ratted them out. So now Eric is trying to clear the air from his burner account on Twitter because he snuck a phone into prison. But before we get into that, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive videos, weekly lives, and to be a part of the panel on the live streams where we have multifaceted different conversations depending on the week. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. And if you are in the New York City area, tomorrow I am hosting a day party called Freaky Tiki. Essentially, it starts at 2, it ends at 9. The link for the tickets will be in my description box and also on my Instagram. Make sure to use my code NYNICO for 50% off of your general admissions ticket, but that is only for online purchase. If you try to get a ticket at the door, it will be $20. Now, let's get on to the actual story. So essentially, Eric has been updating everybody from behind bars for some reason. I don't understand how prisoners are getting iPhones now and they're able to go on live streams and do updates on social media and nobody gives an F word. Because the same thing happened with ATLT where he's live on Big O discussing his problems with filming content in prison and uploading prison collabs on his OnlyFans and making money on it. I'm like, I could have sworn y'all was supposed to be sitting in there reflecting on your decisions, but girl, we move. Hola, editing Nico here. Essentially, while I was editing, I found some info that I had saved up a good minute ago that shows the starting point of Eric wanting to come clean about what actually happened. And it's stemming from him being in at least 10 fights since he entered prison and also being shanked while in prison. So now he wants to come clean and incriminate his brother for the crime rather than him and Johntae taking the fall. Which I don't understand. Why would you take the fall for a murder if it was your brother who was, you know what? Let's just get back into the story. So, in the case of Eric and Johntae, Eric is essentially going on social media tirade saying, we didn't do it, we're innocent, we shouldn't have to be locked up for life, even if our accomplices already ratted us out and there was enough actual evidence to lock us away. We took the rap from my brother. You know, he was the one that did all this. We didn't have nothing to do with it. And somebody needs to believe us that we are just two innocent black men that are caught up in the system. And my thing is, when an injustice is an injustice, I'm definitely for we should be addressing this. I truly believe in prison reform because at the end of the day, it is basically an industrial complex that is just modern day slavery that causes people to work for extremely low wages. So I do believe in prison reform, but with all the evidence and you actually being ratted out by your accomplices, I don't feel bad for you, and I I think that you should truly be locked away. I understand if somebody stole your truck, that's one thing. You going into the man's home and gunning him down, you gotta do the time, baby. But it was interesting because another couple of tweets came out from Eric, basically cursing his fans out by saying Johntae was not being loyal to him in prison. Nico, so the story broke because he went on Twitter ranting about how he's been loyal and thinking that they were going to get through this together, even though Eric has no chance of parole, while Johntae has a chance of parole, but still has a life sentence. He was basically saying that's what's been getting him through the days, and he thought that they were in this together, especially because they were locked away on untrue purposes, even though there was enough evidence with a accomplice testimony to lock them away. He said that he found out that Johntae was cheating on him on his private stories, having super happy adult fun time with other inmates to basically make revenue for his books. And I want to say that infidelity is wrong at the end of the day. But if y'all allegedly do not have actual contact, I don't know if they're in the same prison or even the same cell block, but if y'all have no contact, you both have life sentences, odds are you're going to move on, especially if things aren't looking up. Like, it doesn't look like this court case is about to be turned over anytime soon. So the fact that Eric thought Johntae was just gonna stay there in prison away from him at a distance and just stay loyal and not actually move on with any possible opportunities, I don't know. I definitely want to hear your opinions down below, because how do you feel about Eric basically coming online saying we didn't actually do any of the things that we were rightfully convicted for, even if they have evidence, even if our accomplice ratted us out, we didn't do those things, and we took the fall for my brother who was not even in the dynamic. Nico, I've covered this story. I've covered this story from start to finish. And the brother was never brought up until now, that he's saying that he took the fall for him, and they had never even seen Dakota Bradshaw. And I'm like, baby, your car was at the scene of the crime. Y'all fled with the other accomplices in the same car after the gunshots went off. Like, it's not making sense. And I'm a person that just runs strictly on logic. If something isn't logical, I'm not going to run with it. So I definitely want to hear your opinions down below, because even up until like this week, I've been getting comments on those old ass videos saying they were innocent and you can't rightfully say they did it. And I'm like, baby, the court of law said they did it. The court of law said they did it. So I'm not going to sit up here and argue with faceless accounts on YouTube saying that I shouldn't cover a news story that has been concluded. What do you want me to say? Baby, I'm not going to sit up here and defend somebody who has enough evidence to lock both of them bitches away with life sentences. Like, come on. But I want to hear your opinions down below, because for some reason, people automatically believe that attractive people cannot commit crime. And I'm like, at the end of the day, if there's enough reasonable evidence, along with your actual accomplices ratting you out, I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, I have to sit up here and believe Eric. Eric is innocent. Free them. Free my man. No, nothing of the sort. But yes, I definitely want to hear your opinions down below, and I will see you guys next time. Boop. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Chair subscribers, John B. and Defrin W. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel. And I feel like we've been discussing very heavy topics on the live streams recently, so this week's live stream discussion will be a virtual hangout. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in.